gas me up, I hype me up, I gas me up. Take up space, sis. Got my room with this. Take up space, sis. I got my room with this. I'm a trick for this. They cannot resist. This space is on the fence. Take up space, sis. I hype me up, I gas me up. I hype me up, I gas me up. I hype me up, I gas me up. Take up space, sis. Got my room with this. I'm a trip for this. This space is on the biz. Push through, sis. It's a ghetto, not designed for my being. I know when to chill. I'm humble, yet I don't shy away from compliments. I receive. I'm worth the
Welcome, everyone. Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to RFD Talk. I am super elated. It is the Monday evening live with Robinfdavid. I am your host and producer of the RFD Talk Show. I am also an author and the president of the Golden Foundation. I am a healing consultant, and I'm super elated again and thrilled to be here every Monday night live with you, Facebook viewers, YouTube viewers. I want to thank you. Please like and share. If you haven't joined me, I will invite you to invite other friends and to follow me here every Monday so we can have a powerful moment of healing and growing and developing personally, spiritually, financially. So let's get to the show tonight. I really want to thank, first of all, I like to say, I've said who I am. Thank you for being here. But I also want to thank my sponsors, my faithful sponsors, Shave Me Down, which you can find Shave Me Down body butter, which is one of my favorite body butters. I always love to put on my body butter, start my day, and I use the lavender fragrance where there's plenty of other fragrances, but lavender is so relaxing, so it's my favorite. So I want to thank you to Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter, and you can email them also at Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter. The email is right there at the bottom of the screen, and that is shamemedown06@gmail.com. And then I'm going to also thank our other sponsor, our every consistent sponsor we really love. I'm burning one of the candles right here in the studio, one of the soy candles by Majestic Elegant Candles and Company, which is 100% soy candles. And I'm burning a really nice fragrance right now. It's like a real soothing and calming fragrance. I'm not sure which one that is, but it's right there live in the studio with me. So thank you, Shave Me Down. Then also we want to go to our segment. The next segment is The Lord Said. What did the Lord say to RFD? And I love this quote that the Lord said to RFD. The quote is, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be," by Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's the quote for today. The only person the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson. That is a quote that really resonated with me today, especially with the topic. Our topic today is stop sabotaging yourself. So what really is going on? What's really going on with us? What is really going on with you what is going on when we want more success? We would like to have more personal success, financial success, business success. What is really happening to you when you find that you're not having the success in life that you desire? So that's the question that I answered tonight, my live viewers. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. What do you think is stopping you from having more success? And a lot of times we like to have more success in our businesses, in our our fitness, or in our personal relationships, or in our finances. But some of the things that I find, a couple of things that I'll just talk about tonight, will be one of the things I find that becomes a sabotaging thing is negative self-talk. or overthinking. The number one thing I think happens when you're focusing on growing your business or you decided you want to lose weight. And the reason I thought about that, we're like into the second quarter, right? We've made it through the first 90 days. In January, we were starting a new business, or we were going to lose weight, or we're going to open ourselves up to a new relationship after being in a relationship, and you find that you're ready to move on, and you find that you start to sabotage yourself. Like you started your business and you were telling everybody about it. And all of a sudden, the first of the year, you did some of the things that you needed to do for your business, but now you got some success and it was going really well. But all of a sudden, you started to have these unworthy feelings, overthinking. A lot of times I find that sabotaging is like, for instance, I'll tell you a little bit about one of my coaching clients. She was doing very well. She was working out. She was feeling good. She started to work out. Her weight was going very well. And then she started to feel like, oh, I don't really have time to go work out. I don't really get to cook my meals well. And then I find that she started to gain weight again. And you start to notice that she wouldn't show her pictures on social media because she started to gain the weight back. And what I find is that what happens with overthinking, we'll talk ourselves out of the momentum that we have going on with our success. For some reason, I feel like fear is those thoughts that they tend to be from your core belief. Your core belief is, am I worthy enough to have success? Do I deserve success? Should I have plenty of money? Can I have a healthy relationship? We start to ask those questions and you feel like it's more comfortable. I feel like my client, what happened with her was she felt more comfortable with the weight on her, because sometimes when we face change, it feels so uncomfortable because change is scary, right? So it's scary to, like, you're going to be wearing a size 8 and you used to wear a 12. You're going to get more attention and you're going to feel. So I think that she was getting that attention, and it started to open her up to that. She was leaving her old low self-esteem, unworthy self, and she felt like it was more comfortable to go back to not going to the gym, and not, because it was easy to just fall back into being comfortable. And today, one of the things I have noticed about fear is just those emotions tied to your core belief. It could have been something in your past where someone said you will never be successful, or maybe it was in a relationship where you heard them told you, if you or, someone might have told her, like, being skinny is trying to be too much. You trying to be too much if you lose that weight. Who are you? How can you be so confident now that your weight is gone? And sometimes when we overthink, I feel like the fear of moving forward and becoming into a new person is scary. It can be scary. And then, so it's easy to get back in your comfort of eating incorrectly, not going to the gym. And that's the same way with anything we start. Your business, it may have been going very well. You started getting clients, but all of a sudden you didn't want to go anymore. You decided that you wasn't going to promote your business anymore. Nobody really is going to buy your product. Or you start to compare yourself to other people. And that's where fear comes from, just not feeling secure about who you are. So a lot of times sabotaging is a part of not trusting others with your vulnerability, or not opening up and feeling that you can't open up. So not trusting other people, or not even trusting yourself, not even believing in that you deserve to go to the next level in your business, right? So sometimes those are those overthinking thoughts. But then you have your intuition. Your intuition, to me, is your spirit. Some call it intuition. I call it the Holy Spirit. Some may say God, your higher power. What word you like to use there for intuition? But your intuition is always telling you that you're amazing, that you're awesome. And it's difficult embracing that because you've had this emotional cord tied to something or someone in your past who told you couldn't do it, or you had a failed relationship. So why would you open up to this person in your life? Because that couldn't happen for you, right? So sabotaging is those overthinking feelings that become fear, and it paralyzes you as you're moving forward on your personal success, business, finances. That is what overthinking is. There's creating these thoughts that are not even really real. You haven't even got there in your business, and you're already telling yourself you don't deserve it, or you're not as good as. So you want to start being aware of your overthinking. And then intuition, the difference between fear and intuition. Fear is a core belief. Those are thoughts that are made up or come from experience. But the intuition is when the spirit is already leading you to make those phone calls for your business, get out and network and share your product and who you are, or your fitness program is really making you feel good every morning when you're going. You know that when you go work out, you have more energy. You're thinking better. You're feeling good. And your intuition is saying, keep going. Don't give this up. Just keep on moving. And so that's when you're doing the things that you want to do and you find that you have more success. One of the things that happened to me, I talked about my client, but personally, when I discovered my self-worth, it was maybe that I was sabotaging myself. It was maybe about 7 years ago, and I was in a workshop with some other amazing women, and I made a comment about some money issue that I had been feeling like I've been in this rut for a while, but I couldn't understand why my income was stuck at this place. And I mentioned it to a financial advisor, a lady who was a financial coach. And she said, well, Robin, I think that you may need to look at how you feel and think about yourself and how you feel and think about money. And it never left my mind. We were on a lunch break together, and actually, she's a part of this book that she's a co-author with me in my Amazon bestseller, and she's a financial coach. And it was on my lunch break, and I was like, she had all these financial success stories, and I was like, how did she get this so financial success? But then after she mentioned that maybe it was me and how I was feeling towards money and about how I felt about money and myself. And that's when I knew then that I had to look at how I was thinking about and feeling about money. But my intuition was always saying that you're abundant, you can do it, more than enough. It kept getting so many different ideas how to make money and create money. But until I started to believe that I was worthy, there was no increase in my bank account. But once I took that and really started to be aware of it and created new programs around money for myself, then my money started to increase, start growing. And now my income is constantly increasing and growing because I realized it was a core belief that I was overthinking and I needed to make new practices around my finances. So, if you have been sabotaging yourself, you might want to look at those unhealed areas in your life. A lot of times, sabotaging habits come from unhealed areas. A lot of times, if you still have things in your past that you haven't dealt with in your emotional space, and you find that you beat yourself up and you overthink those experiences in your past where you might have lost money or you might have started a business and it closed within a short period of time, and you still have these unhealed conversations about what happened in your past. And so you want to start to create new conversation, and you want to start listening more to your intuition. Intuition, God, the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, that is a knowing that you are abundance. That is a knowing that you can do all things. That is a knowing that the idea that is planted in you, the world is waiting on you. The world is waiting for that message. The world is looking for you to deliver your 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 product or your program or your idea, because that's what people are in need of each other for, to be more in love with themselves so they can share more of their greatness among all of us. So that is one of the things that happened with me, and it opened my eyes to how do you stop sabotaging. And one of the things I say is watch your thoughts. First of all, you want to watch your thoughts. So you don't want, if you find that yourself is in an overthinking state and you're creating things that may not be there, then as soon as you notice that, you want to identify, am I sabotaging myself? You want to ask yourself that question. Because a lot of times the into me is not the other people outside of you, but it's the inner you who is still not healed in that space and still haven't came to allow yourself to accept that that's the past. And one thing about change and moving into your new person, I like to relate it is it's kind of like a death. You know, when you are changing and evolving, when you're leaving broke friends and you're leaving broke experiences behind you, you feel like it's a death. You're like, oh, if I decide to be all that I can be, then am I gonna still be friends with them? Are they gonna still like me? Or will I still have the same coworkers? Will the same people still associate with me? And so you have this fear of dying and allowing that old belief to just leave and not to take space in your mind. So one thing you want to do is watch your thinking. Number two, absolutely want to surround yourself around the right people. My pastor is Ben Tankard, and he did a great illustration the other day about, because he's a pilot, and he was talking about surrounding yourself around people that aligned with your mission and purpose, who you are, who you want to become. The person that you want to become, you want to surround yourself around them. You want to be around people who are good with their money. You want to be around people who are very successful with their business. So surround yourself with the people that are aligned to who you are deciding to become. That is the number two thing to do. When I say Dr. Ben was talking about planes, if you ever seen planes, they all go up at the same time. Well, they have to set their planes all in alignment, and they go off, and then you've seen them in those fly up in the air, and they're all like on even sides, and they go up. Even birds, I've seen birds do it, and they have like the lead bird, and then the ones that they're just like and they're in alignment. They're all supporting each other, going in the same direction. And that is what you have to surround yourself. You have to surround yourself around boss ladies, women who are thinking clear and feeling healthy and focused and continually on their path of purpose. Those are the people you want to be around. And then number three, you want to create a new program. You want to create a new self-care regimen with yourself. You want to set yourself up for success each and every day. You want to have those steps where every day when you go in the restroom, you might want to have a certain new way of cleansing your face. You want to do something new in a program system where it feels different, so you can get comfortable with creating new habits. Creating new habits. You may want to start. One of my favorite new habits, well, for me, was back in about 7 years ago when I started my healing journey probably about 10 years ago. But then it started to get even easier about 7 years ago when I started to do meditation, breathing, and getting really still with myself, really getting tapped into what was my thoughts saying for me, how was I thinking for myself, and where was my thoughts, and taking an inventory of my thoughts. So basically, that's what I suggest is the number one. You want to start a breathing technique with yourself, and you want to start new habits early in the morning. Start your day off right. You create your own life, you create your own day. And that's what I say about being that sacred balanced woman. She knows what she wants. She knows how to feel good. She knows how to love herself from the moment her eyes open. She's like, yes, this is the day. And I choose to have an amazing day. And so you too have to create new programs, join a join a different programs and things like that. Like I'm a part of the Millionaires Club. I'm a part of my pastor's Millionaires Club, and that is really great because it's surrounding me and it's putting me in a network of multimillionaires, women who are having access to growing their money, and we're sharing. And I'm learning secrets, and I have a financial advisor now. Because I'm a part of this club, I'm a part of growing wealth, and I'm learning how to grow my own personal wealth. So just by being in this club, it has changed the way I think of growing your money, even in the time of what we're saying. There may be I think they said there may be a another something coming up in the world, like I forget what they call it, when the world goes through the financials and all the other things, but it's not. We have the war stuff, the war, and then we have the recession possibly happening. But you have to decide that you are preparing for the worst and expecting the best, because even in the worst situations, people are prospering, people are growing their income, there are people purchasing homes, and there are people living beyond what we see on the news. So I want to inspire you to stop sabotaging yourself. So I hope I said something today that encourages you this week to take a look and see, are you sick? Are you the part? Are the reason why your business is not where you want it to be? Are you afraid to have a successful business? Are you afraid to have six figures in your income as your bank account? Are you just playing small in the world and the world is waiting on you? Do you feel more comfortable without going to the gym and just eating your six donuts and returning back to sugar and lattes, since the beginning of the year is gone? Are you ready to just go back to eating any kind of way and allowing yourself to just look and feel any kind of way because it's more comfortable? And if that's so, it's called sabotaging. And you don't have to sabotage yourself. You are worthy and you are enough. I am Robin F. David, and I am here to inspire you to embrace, love, and nurture yourself as you do unto others. Thank you for joining me this evening here in my studio here in Nashville. And we'll be back next week. To all of my WBOL listeners and followers, we'll be back in the studio. My intention is we have some great upcoming radio and podcast shows coming up the month of April. April showers brings May flowers. So stay tuned, my beautiful people. I'm RFD signing out. I'm sending you love and light. Continue to have an amazing day. And remember, the Lord said to RFD, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. And remember to like and share. See you next Monday.